Hey, welcome back in. Jason Priester, allclemsontigers.com, part of the Clemson Maven multimedia platform. Gonna talk a little bit of recruiting again today. Before we get started, I want to remind everybody, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment, and tell us what you think. We would greatly appreciate it, man. Braylon Staley, four-star in-state wide receiver, commits to Tennessee today. Seen some headlines and some talk about how Clemson's missed on a wide receiver. I'm not sure that's the right way to frame this thing. Staley was one of six guys who was at the big official visit weekend back in, the first weekend in June. All six of those guys were very well aware. Two spots, first come, first serve. Bryant Wesco jumps on board. TJ Moore jumps on board almost immediately following that weekend. Those two spots are gone. Braylon Staley's no longer a take. Alex Taylor's no longer a take at this time. The only one that is a take right now is Mike Matthews, and Clemson would very well sign him as an athlete. That's just where the numbers are. Staley's finalists were actually Tennessee, North Carolina, Miami. If you want to cut down to the chase, I don't even think Clemson was included in his finalists because they were not a realistic option anymore. So I don't think it's right to frame it as Clemson missed out on or missed on Braylon Staley. Make no mistake, big-time wide receiver prospect, man. Probably top 100, top 150 at worst talent. One of the better wide receiver prospects in this class out of Aiken here in South Carolina. Picked up his offer back in January, right about the same time TJ Moore did. Smaller guy, 6 foot, but extremely fast, man. He is going to make a heck of a player at the next level. Would have been interesting to see what he could do in this Garrett Riley offense. Nonetheless, he commits to Tennessee today. Not a surprise. I think everybody kind of had that thing pegged to play out that way over the last week or so. Just found it interesting that a lot of people are framing this thing that Clemson missed on him. Don't think that's the way it played out. Alex Taylor's another guy who Clemson's first wide receiver offer in the 2024 class, been in on him forever. He's announced in July the 29th, I think it is, or the 19th. I can't remember exactly. Sometime in July. He's got Clemson listed as a finalist. Not sure he's a take for Clemson at this time, though. I know I've said it many, many times. I think Clemson gets to 3 wide receivers in this class, or at least makes an effort to get to 3 wide receivers in this class. Let's put it that way. But you don't take anybody until you get some conclusion with Mike Matthews. He's the next guy up. You get him, you're done. You don't take Taylor. You don't take Staley ahead of that guy. Mike Matthews is one of the best pure athletes in this class. You could play him on either side of the ball. He obviously wants to play wide receiver. And if you watch his film, I am convinced he can play it at a very high level at the Power 5, at the Power 5 level. But again, Clemson's only taken the 2. Would sign Matthews as an athlete probably, and you're not taking anybody else until you get some closure with him. And nobody knows when that decision comes. We're all thinking it might come in the month of July. Very well might, but it would not surprise anybody to see that thing stretch a little bit longer into the fall and him take more visits. No official commitment date has been set yet. If either Taylor or Staley wanted to be a part of this class, I think they would have had to hold off on making the decisions and hold off until later in the fall and see how things played out with Matthews first. But you got to look at it from these guys' perspective, man. You do that, you are taking a chance that, hey, what if Matthews does decide to jump on board and it's later in the fall and then Clemson's full and now Tennessee's full, North Carolina's full, and I don't have the spots available to me that I would have had available in the summer. That's why you're seeing a lot of these guys, starting to announce, and more would be announcing in July. So that's just how these things play out sometimes. You just can't get them all. As much as you'd like to have them all, you cannot get them all. Again, I think Braylon Staley is going to be a hell of a player at the next level, but it's just not going to be at Clemson. And that's just the way the ball bounces sometimes, especially in the recruiting world. Things change on a whim. Going into June, I think most people would have had Staley pegged to be a member of this class. It just did not work out that way. Kind of interesting to see how he fits into that Tennessee offense. That is a high-powered scheme they're running over there with Josh Heupel now. He should fit in well. He wouldn't be the first wide receiver out of this state to go over there and have a lot of success with the Volunteers. We saw it last year. That Jalen Hyatt, kids, Clemson, South Carolina, both passed up ball and didn't even offer, and he ends up in Tennessee and just kills it. So we'll see what happens, man. But again, don't think I would frame this as Clemson missing on Braylon Staley. When you're full, and that's just the way this played out. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Check us out, allclemsontigers.com. See y'all next time.